The MITRE Corporation plays a significant role in cyber defense through its development and promotion of structured frameworks, most notably the MITRE ATT and CK framework. Below is a detailed explanation of MITRE's role in cyber defense. 1. What is MITRE? MITRE is a U.S.-based nonprofit organization that operates federally funded research and development centers, FFRDCs. It supports various government agencies, including the Department of Defense, DoD, Department of Homeland Security, DHS, and the intelligence community. 2. Key contributions to cyber defense. A. MITRE ATT and CK framework. The ATT and CK framework, adversarial tactics, techniques, and common knowledge, is MITRE's most influential contribution to cyber defense. 1. Purpose. It serves as a knowledge base of adversary behavior based on real-world observations, helping organizations to detect cyber threats, understand attacker behavior, map threats to known tactics and techniques, perform red teaming and threat intelligence analysis. 2. Structure. Tactics, the why of an attack, e.g., initial access, execution, persistence. Techniques, the how of achieving each tactic, e.g., spearphishing, PowerShell execution. Subtechniques, more detailed methods under each technique. Mitigations, defensive guidance against techniques. Detections, ways to detect techniques in real time. 3. ATT and CK matrices. Different matrices are provided for various platforms. Enterprise, Windows, macOS, Linux. Mobile. ICS, Industrial Control Systems. B. MITRE Engage. A framework for cyber deception and adversary engagement, allowing defenders to plan proactive defenses, engage attackers in controlled environments, collect intelligence from interactions. C. Caldera. MITRE Caldera is an automated red teaming and adversary emulation tool that uses ATT and CK techniques, allows defenders to test how well their systems detect and respond to realistic threats. D. MITRE Shield. A complementary knowledge base to ATT and CK focused on active defense techniques, e.g., honeypots, deception, adversary engagement, that helps organizations do more than passive detection. 3. Use cases of MITRE in cyber defense. 4. Benefits of MITRE frameworks. Standardization, common language for analysts, tools, and reports. Real-world grounding, based on observed behavior, not just theoretical attacks. Tool integration, supported by many SIEM, SOAR, EDR, and threat intel platforms. Continuous updates, regularly updated to reflect evolving threat landscape. 5. Limitations. Requires expertise, full benefit demands trained analysts. Not a product, it's a knowledge base, not a security solution on its own. Overhead, mapping and maintaining can be time-consuming. 1. Strategic cyber defense role. A. Advisor to government and military. MITRE operates FFRDCs that support agencies like DoD, DHS, NSA, and FBI. Helps design national-level cybersecurity strategies. Works on critical infrastructure protection, such as energy grids and healthcare. B. Policy and risk management. Supports cyber risk frameworks like NIST-RMF. Provides risk assessment models tailored to defense, healthcare, and aviation. 2. Operational cyber defense role. A. Threat-informed defense. MITRE promotes a threat-informed approach, meaning defenses are built based on how real attackers behave. Operational teams use this to prioritize security controls and reduce blind spots. B. Cyber threat intelligence, CTI. Helps organizations structure and share threat intel using standard vocabularies, e.g., STIX, TACCI. Enriches data with adversary tactics, capabilities, and motives. 3. Technical innovation and tools. A. Open source tools. Caldera, automated red team simulations. Sightings ecosystem, shared community knowledge of scene techniques. ATT and CK Workbench, a self-hosted platform to manage custom versions of ATT and CK. B. Security engineering. Develops reference architectures and security blueprints for networks, cloud, and IoT. Provides validation frameworks for new technologies, e.g., AI or ML in security. 4. Cyber deception and defense innovation. A. MITRE Engage framework. Focuses on adversary engagement, including deception environments, decoy systems, fake data, luring attackers into controlled zones, monitoring their behavior for intel. B. MITRE Shield. A knowledge base focused on active defense techniques. Mislead, confuse, or delay attackers. Create uncertainty in adversary decision-making. 5. Research and development. A. Advanced cyber R&D. Invests in future tech, quantum-safe cryptography, AI and cyber, supply chain defense. Participates in DARPA projects and academic research collaborations. B. Emerging threat analysis. Explores how threats evolve, such as nation-state actors and APTs, weaponization of AI or ML, deepfakes and cognitive hacking. 6. Collaboration and community. A. Public-private collaboration. Works with private sector partners to bridge government and industry. Helps create sector-specific cyber defense models, e.g., healthcare-specific ATT and CK. B. Cybersecurity education. Offers training resources, workshops, and simulations. Collaborates with universities to grow the next generation of cyber professionals. MITRE in cyber defense is not just a technical toolmaker but a strategic enabler, research innovator, and community connector. Its influence extends from policy to practice, framework to frontline, and simulation to real-time defense. 1. MITRE as a cybersecurity ecosystem architect. A. Standards development. Contributes to industry-wide standards like STIX, Structured Threat Information Expression, TACSI, Trusted Automated Exchange of Indicator Information, CVE, Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures. These are critical for interoperability and automation across security tools. 2. MITRE's role in threat sharing and coordination. A. Public-private threat sharing hubs. MITRE is involved in building secure ecosystems where threat intelligence can be shared in real time. Companies contribute sightings to improve collective defense. Collaborates with ISACs/ISOs, e.g., financial services ISAC. Critical infrastructure sectors, e.g., water, energy, healthcare. 3. Supply chain cybersecurity. A. Software and hardware trust models. MITRE develops frameworks and testing models for secure software development lifecycles, SDLC. Firmware and hardware integrity checks. Examples include countering supply chain tampering, verifying cryptographic module authenticity. 4. Cyber resilience engineering. A. Systems theoretic process analysis for security, STPASEC. MITRE applies systems thinking to cyber, helping organizations design resilient architectures, mission-aware systems. Focus, not just protection, but ensuring systems continue to function under attack. 5. MITRE in artificial intelligence and cyber defense. A. Adversarial machine learning, AML. Explores how AI systems can be attacked, such as poisoning training data, exploiting model drift. Creates evaluation frameworks to assess AI or ML resilience in security systems. B. AI for threat detection. Uses ML models to enhance anomaly detection, behavioral analytics, automated triage. 6. International cybersecurity influence. A. NATO, Five Eyes, and allies. MITRE collaborates on coalition cyber defense efforts. Helps partners adopt ATT and CK and STIX/TACSI to harmonize cyber threat reporting globally. 7. MITRE's unique role in healthcare cybersecurity. A. Medical device and hospital network security. Builds threat models specific to implantable medical devices, healthcare IoT, HIoT, electronic health records, EHR. Partners with FDA and HHS for cybersecurity regulation input. 8. MITRE Blue Tech Labs and Testing Centers. A. Real-world test beds. Operates cyber ranges and live-fire environments for testing defense tools. Emulating complex attack scenarios. Example, simulated city networks with critical infrastructure, used for training and research. 9. MITRE's role in cyber wargaming and scenario planning. A. Red vs. Blue war games. Designs and facilitates high-stakes cyber exercises. Strategic simulations for military. Crisis decision-making under cyber pressure. Trains leaders in cyber diplomacy, escalation, and resilience. 10. MITRE as a trusted advisor. A. Independent evaluations. Conducts product evaluations that are vendor-neutral. Examples, MITRE Ingenuity ATT and CK evaluations for EDR and XDR tools. Helps government and enterprises select technologies based on real-world effectiveness, not marketing. A different lens. MITRE isn't just a framework provider, e.g., ATT and CK, or a technical contributor. It's also a national cyber defense partner, a cyber ecosystem enabler, a research and innovation hub, a global influence on trust and security. Understanding MITRE's mission in cybersecurity. Introduction. In the rapidly evolving world of cyberspace, cybersecurity has emerged as a cornerstone of national security, economic stability, and personal privacy. Amid the growing complexity of threats, actors, and technologies, organizations need structured frameworks, deep research, and trusted guidance. One institution at the heart of this mission is MITRE Corporation. MITRE is a non-profit organization that operates federally funded research and development centers, FFRDCs, across multiple domains. In cybersecurity, MITRE stands as a pillar of defense innovation, offering frameworks, tools, testing environments, and strategic guidance that shape how governments, militaries, and private enterprises defend their digital assets. This essay explores MITRE's mission in cybersecurity through several lenses. Its foundational goals, operational frameworks like ATT and CK, technical innovations, policy influence, global impact, and role in advancing cybersecurity knowledge and readiness. 1. MITRE's foundational mission. At its core, MITRE exists to solve problems for a safer world. Its charter is not tied to profit but to public interest and national resilience. It fulfills this mission through the management of multiple FFRDCs that support federal agencies like U.S. Department of Defense, DoD, Department of Homeland Security, DHS, Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, National Security Agency, NSA, Department of Veterans Affairs, VA, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS. MITRE's cybersecurity mission can be distilled into several objectives. Anticipate emerging threats. Develop defensible architectures. Strengthen cyber resilience. Advance national cyber capabilities. Enable real-world cyber testing and training. Bridge gaps between public and private cybersecurity initiatives. 2. Operational frameworks and their impact. MITRE is best known in cybersecurity circles for developing structured knowledge systems that professionals use worldwide. Its frameworks have become de facto standards for understanding, modeling, and mitigating cyber threats. 2.1 MITRE ATT and CK Framework. The ATT and CK Framework, Adversarial Tactics, Techniques and Common Knowledge, is a globally used, open-source knowledge base of adversary behaviors based on real-world observations. Structure. Tactics, what the attacker is trying to achieve, e.g., initial access, privilege escalation. Techniques/subtechniques, how the attacker achieves the tactic, e.g., credential dumping, spear phishing. Mitigations, recommendations for reducing risk. Detections, suggestions for identifying adversary behavior. Use cases. Threat detection and analytics. Red and blue teaming. Incident response. Threat intelligence structuring. Security tool evaluation. Impact. ATT and CK has fundamentally changed how defenders think and speak about cyber threats. It provides a common language for vendors, analysts, CISOs, and government agencies. 2.2 MITRE Shield. While ATT and CK focuses on understanding adversary behavior, MITRE Shield provides guidance on active defense, engaging adversaries with techniques like deception, honeypots, and adversary engagement to gather intelligence or disrupt attacks. 2.3 MITRE Engage. Engage extends Shield by offering planning and assessment support for building deception strategies, defining goals for adversary interaction, and integrating defense into organizational missions. 3. Cybersecurity tools and platforms. MITRE goes beyond frameworks by offering open-source tools that operationalize threat understanding and simulation. 3.1 MITRE Caldera. An automated adversary emulation platform that uses the ATT and CK model to simulate real-world cyber attacks. Assess detection and response capabilities. Enhance red and blue team exercises. 3.2 ATT and CK Workbench. A self-hosted platform for customizing ATT and CK for internal use. Organizations can add internal threat intel. Map incidents to ATT and CK. Maintain custom versions of the framework. 3.3 Cyber Analytics Repository, CAR. A collection of analytics aligned to ATT and CK that show how to detect specific adversary behaviors through telemetry and SIEM systems. 4. Cyber Threat Intelligence and Information Sharing. MITRE is a key enabler of structured cyber threat intelligence, CTI, sharing, promoting standards and formats that improve automation, clarity, and speed in intel dissemination. 4.1 CTI Standards Development. MITRE developed key protocols. STIX, Structured Threat Information Expression. TACCI, Trusted Automated Exchange of Indicator Information. These are widely used by ISACs, SOCs, threat intel platforms, and government exchanges. 4.2 CVE Program. MITRE manages the CVE, Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures, system, assigning unique identifiers to publicly known vulnerabilities, enabling consistent and clear reference across the global cyber community. 5. Research and Innovation. MITRE's R&D in cybersecurity spans emerging domains such as AI, quantum computing, supply chain security, and space systems. It helps anticipate threats before they fully emerge, providing government partners a strategic edge. 5.1 Adversarial Machine Learning, AML. MITRE researches how attackers might exploit machine learning models and how to defend against such techniques in AI-powered security systems. 5.2 Cyber-Physical System Security. As the IoT and operational technology, OT, environments grow, MITRE studies how to defend. Industrial Control Systems, ICS. SCADA systems. Smart cities. Medical devices. 5.3 Quantum Safe Security. MITRE is working on cryptographic methods that resist quantum computing attacks, a potential future risk to current encryption. 6. Cyber Range Testing and Simulations. MITRE develops and maintains realistic cyber testing environments, including cyber ranges, simulated environments for training and red/blue team exercises. Digital twins, modeling real-world infrastructure, power grids, airports, for security testing. Wargaming and scenarios, strategic planning exercises for national defense teams to practice cyber conflict, diplomacy, and crisis management. 7. Cybersecurity Policy and Governance. MITRE plays an advisory role to national policymakers by supporting the creation of frameworks like NIST Cybersecurity Framework, CSF, and Risk Management Framework, RMF. Advising federal cybersecurity laws, such as FISMA and Zero Trust guidance. Helping implement executive orders on improving federal cyber posture. Its research influences cybersecurity legislation, compliance programs, and strategic defense roadmaps. 8. Global cyber defense influence. While US-based, MITRE's work supports international cyber readiness. Allied frameworks, supports NATO and Five Eyes with ATT and CK adoption. Supply chain security, works with global manufacturers to ensure hardware and software trust. Shared threat libraries, enables knowledge exchange across borders through STIC/TACCI and ATT and CK for ICS. 9. Cybersecurity in critical sectors. MITRE provides tailored cybersecurity support to high-risk sectors. 9.1 Healthcare. Works with the FDA and HHS to create cybersecurity standards for medical devices and hospital networks. Helps secure electronic health records, EHRs, and connected care systems. 9.2 Aviation. Assists the FAA in ensuring the cybersecurity of air traffic systems and avionics. Supports secure by design models in aircraft systems. 9.3 Financial Services and Energy. Collaborates with ISACs for sector-specific threat sharing and resilience. Designs threat models for core financial exchanges and energy distribution systems. 10. Workforce development and education. MITRE is committed to growing the next generation of cyber defenders by partnering with universities to offer joint research, internships, and mentorship. Offering public training materials and open-source cyber curricula. Promoting diversity in cybersecurity through outreach and inclusion programs. MITRE's mission in cybersecurity is vast, strategic, and essential. Through frameworks like ATT and CK and SHIELD, tools like Caldera, standards like CVE and STIX, and strategic advisory roles to government and industry, MITRE provides a comprehensive ecosystem of cyber defense. It operates not just at the tactical or technical level, but also at the policy, strategic, and research forefront of the field. Its work enhances national security, industry protection, and international cyber readiness. As the digital world continues to evolve, and as threats grow more complex, MITRE's mission remains pivotal, to ensure that cyberspace remains defensible, resilient, and secure for governments, businesses, and citizens alike. Key areas of focus, from research to implementation. MITRE's cybersecurity efforts span the entire innovation lifecycle, from deep technical research to practical deployment across public and private sectors. Below are the major focus areas, categorized into phases. 1. Foundational research and innovation. A. Advanced threat analysis. Studying real-world cyber threats, APTs, nation-state actors, ransomware groups. Developing behavioral models of adversaries. B. Emerging technology risks. Quantum computing's impact on cryptography. Adversarial machine learning, AI vulnerabilities. 5G and next-gen wireless threat models. C. Cyberphysical system security. Research on OT/ICS environments, energy, manufacturing, transportation. Medical device and healthcare IoT security. 2. Framework development. A. MITRE ATT and CK. Knowledge base of adversary tactics, techniques, and procedures, TTPs. Widely used for threat detection, red/blue teaming, and incident response. B. MITRE SHIELD. Knowledge base focused on active defense and deception. C. MITRE Engage. Planning framework for adversary engagement operations. D. CVE system. MITRE manages and maintains the common vulnerabilities and exposures, CVE, database, a global standard for identifying cybersecurity flaws. 3. Standards and interoperability. A. Threat intelligence standards. STIX, Structured Threat Information Expression. TACCI, Trusted Automated Exchange of Indicator Information. B. Security Framework Integration. Works with NIST, DHS, and industry to align ATT and CK with NIST CSF, Cybersecurity Framework. RMF, Risk Management Framework. Zero Trust Architecture, ZTA. 4. Tools and platforms. A. Caldera. Automated adversary emulation for red teams. Based on the ATT and CK framework. B. ATT and CK Workbench. Self-hosted platform for customizing ATT and CK to organizational needs. C. Cyber Analytics Repository, CAR. Collection of behavior-based analytics to detect adversary actions. 5. Testing and evaluation. A. MITRE Ingenuity ATT and CK evaluations. Public evaluations of EDR/XDR tools against real-world attack chains. Helps defenders compare detection capabilities without marketing bias. B. Cyber ranges and simulation environments. Digital twin environments to simulate cities, hospitals, grids, etc. Used for wargaming, validation, and training. 6. Implementation and advisory. A. Support to government agencies. Works with DoD, DHS, VA, FAA, and others on secure architectures, threat modeling, and SOC design. B. Sector-specific guidance. Healthcare, medical device security, EHR protection. Transportation, air traffic systems, autonomous vehicles. Energy, grid resilience and OT monitoring. C. Public-private partnerships. Works with private companies, ISACs, and consortiums to improve ecosystem-wide defense. 7. Education, workforce, and community building. A. Cyber training and exercises. Cyber war games, red/blue/purple team training, scenario-based learning. B. University partnerships. Research collaboration, internships, and career development programs. C. Open knowledge sharing. Public release of research, frameworks, tools, and analytics. Conclusion, research to impact pipeline. MITRE's strength lies in its full-spectrum approach, starting with theoretical research, maturing ideas through structured frameworks and tools, validating them in test beds, and supporting deployment at national scale. This end-to-end pipeline ensures that cybersecurity strategies are evidence-based, threat-informed, technically sound, operationally effective. MITRE's cybersecurity mission, strategic pillars and real-world impact. Pillar 1, proactive threat anticipation. Objective, stay ahead of adversaries by modeling future threats. Cyber Threat Forecasting Labs, MITRE studies long-term threat evolution, e.g., AI-generated malware, deepfakes and social engineering. Cyber Future Scenarios. Engages in wargaming, horizon scanning, and scenario development to shape proactive national strategy. Influence, helps U.S. agencies and partners prepare for tomorrow's attacks, before they happen. Pillar 2, Cyber Resilience by Design. Objective, design systems that survive and recover from attacks. Resilient architecture engineering, builds systems that continue mission operations under compromise. Zero Trust Blueprints, creates implementation guides tailored for government and sector-specific needs. Real-world impact, DHS and VA use MITRE's guidance to modernize infrastructure with built-in cyber resilience. Pillar 3, Adversary-informed defense. Objective, let real-world attacker behavior shape defenses. MITRE ATT and CK ecosystem, used globally by SOCs, MSSPs, vendors, and red teams. Adversary emulation, through Caldera and Purple teaming exercises, defenders sharpen skills using attacker playbooks. Global adoption. Over 90% of Fortune 100 companies and countless government entities use ATT and CK. Pillar 4, Independent validation and objectivity. Objective, offer unbiased, evidence-based security evaluations. ATT and CK evaluations, MITRE Ingenuity validates security tools in transparent, adversary-based simulations. Threat-informed defense collaborations, bridges R&D and operations through public-private coalitions. Result, shifts purchasing decisions from marketing claims to real-world performance. Pillar 5, Secure technology acceleration. Objective, enable faster innovation without sacrificing security. Secure DevOps and SBOM initiatives, helps developers integrate security from start to finish. Supply chain risk modeling builds tools to assess and reduce vulnerabilities in software/hardware ecosystems. Case example: MITRE's work on SPOMs helped shape federal procurement cybersecurity rules. Pillar 6: Global Defense Alignment. Objective: strengthen international partnerships and interoperability. NATO and Five Eyes integration provides technical frameworks and training for shared cyber readiness. Cross-border CTI sharing models adapt STIC/TACCI and ATT and CK for multilingual, multinational use. Effect: boosts resilience among U.S. allies and ensures coordinated global response to threats. Pillar 7: Democratizing cyber knowledge. Objective: make world-class cybersecurity resources freely available. Open-source toolkits, Caldera, ATT and CK Workbench, CAR, all public. Cybersecurity playbooks: MITRE publishes MITRE ATT and CK playbooks for blue and purple teams. Impact: low-resource organizations get access to elite-grade defensive knowledge and tools. Pillar 8: Cyber-enabled mission assurance. Objective: safeguard missions in space, defense, healthcare, and critical infrastructure. Mission assurance labs models cyber risk across entire operational ecosystems. ICS/OT cyber modeling provides threat scenarios tailored to grid operators, manufacturers, and transport networks. Use case: U.S. Space Force and FAA leverage MITRE for cybersecurity mission integration. Pillar 9: Cyber workforce enablement. Objective: build, train, and sustain cyber talent pipelines. Diversity in cyber initiatives expands access through HBCU partnerships, STEM outreach, and veteran retraining. Cyber career pathways tools defines roles, competencies, and training for growing the workforce. Long-term impact cultivates a workforce that is adaptive, ethical, and mission-driven. Pillar 10: Ethics, Trust, and National Stability. Objective: uphold security principles that preserve democratic values. Ethical AI in cyber defense ensures fairness and explainability in AI-powered cyber tools. Privacy by design research helps government implement surveillance-resistant security systems. Outcome: national security built on transparency, public trust, and responsible innovation. By organizing MITRE's cybersecurity mission around these 10 strategic pillars, we get a unique picture of how it shapes defense through knowledge, builds tools with purpose, influences policy with data, empowers people at scale. It doesn't just protect networks, it helps shape the future of secure innovation for nations and citizens alike. MITRE ATT and CK Framework, a game-changer in cybersecurity. Introduction. In the ever-evolving domain of cybersecurity, traditional defense mechanisms have struggled to keep pace with the growing complexity, sophistication, and volume of cyber threats. The need for a structured, intelligence-driven, and adversary-centric defense approach has never been more urgent. The MITRE ATT and CK framework has emerged as one of the most significant innovations in this space. Created by the MITRE Corporation, ATT and CK, short for Adversarial Tactics, Techniques, and Common Knowledge, has revolutionized how organizations understand, detect, and respond to cyber threats. By offering a standardized knowledge base of real-world adversary behavior, the ATT and CK framework serves as both a compass and toolkit for defenders across industries. This write-up explores how ATT and CK redefine cybersecurity defense, its components, use cases, adoption across the globe, and its transformative impact on cyber threat intelligence, security operations, and technology development. What is the MITRE ATT and CK framework? The MITRE ATT and CK framework is a publicly available, curated knowledge base of adversary tactics and techniques derived from real-world cyber incidents. Rather than relying solely on theoretical threats or signature-based detection, ATT and CK documents how attackers operate post-compromise, focusing on behavior, not just indicators. Key components. 1. Tactics, the why of an attacker's action. Each tactic represents a strategic goal such as initial access, persistence, or exfiltration. 2. Techniques, the how attackers achieve their objectives. Techniques and sub-techniques detail specific methods like spear phishing, DLL injection, or credential dumping. 3. Procedures, real-world examples of how specific threat groups have implemented these techniques. 4. Data sources and mitigations, information on how to detect or prevent the techniques, mapped to security controls and telemetry sources. 5. Groups, profiles of threat actors, such as APT29 or FIN6, including techniques they are known to use. 6. Software, tools and malware used by adversaries, often linked to specific techniques. Domains covered. Enterprise ATT and CK, traditional IT systems, Windows, Linux, Mac OS. Mobile ATT and CK, tactics and techniques for iOS and Android platforms. ICS ATT and CK, industrial control systems and operational technology environments. Cloud, expanding domain addressing SaaS, IaaS, and hybrid threats. Why ATT and CK is a game changer. 1. Shift from indicators to behavior. Traditional defense relies on signatures or IP addresses, easily modified by attackers. ATT and CK focuses on tactics and behavior patterns that are harder to obfuscate. 2. Threat-informed defense. Security teams can tailor defenses based on real-world adversaries targeting their sector. ATT and CK bridges the gap between threat intelligence and operations, making defenses more relevant and strategic. 3. Standardization and interoperability. ATT and CK provides a common language across red teams, blue teams, threat intelligence, and leadership. This makes collaboration, reporting, and automation vastly more efficient. 4. Open and evolving. ATT and CK is open source and continuously updated based on threat research and community feedback. This democratizes access to elite-level threat knowledge. Core use cases of MITRE ATT and CK. 1. Threat detection engineering. ATT and CK empowers detection engineers to map their logs and telemetry against techniques like process injection or credential dumping to build precise, behavior-based detections. 2. Threat hunting. Threat hunters can use ATT and CK as a hypothesis-driven guide to uncover malicious activity that evaded existing controls. 3. Purple teaming. By using ATT and CK, red and blue teams work from a shared framework. Red teams emulate adversaries using known techniques, and blue teams validate their ability to detect and respond. 4. Threat intelligence analysis. Threat intelligence providers and analysts map threat actors and campaigns to ATT and CK techniques, allowing defenders to focus on the most relevant threats. 5. Gap analysis and security posture. Organizations assess which techniques they can detect or mitigate, and identify visibility or coverage gaps, a critical input for cybersecurity roadmaps. 6. Tool and technology evaluation. Security product vendors and buyers use ATT and CK evaluations, led by MITRE Ingenuity, to measure how well tools detect adversary behavior, free from vendor marketing bias. Global adoption and impact. Adoption across sectors. Government, agencies like CISA, NSA, and the DoD integrate ATT and CK into policy, operations, and procurement. Private sector. Over 90% of Fortune 100 companies utilize ATT and CK for detection engineering, SOC optimization, and threat modeling. Academia and research, universities use ATT and CK for curriculum development and cybersecurity training. Community and tools. Caldera, open-source platform for automated adversary emulation based on ATT and CK. ATT and CK Navigator, visualization tool to map threat coverage and techniques. ATT and CK Workbench, for organizations to build custom extensions of the framework. Sigma and CAR, cyber analytics repository integrations of ATT and CK into detection rules and analytic templates. Security standards integration. ATT and CK complements and enhances existing frameworks such as NIST Cybersecurity Framework, ISO/IEC 27001. Zero Trust Architectures. Cyber Kill Chain. MITRE Shield, for active defense tactics. Limitations and misconceptions. While revolutionary, ATT&CK is not a silver bullet. It is not exhaustive, new techniques constantly emerge. Not every technique is relevant to every environment. It's a framework, not a product. Success depends on how well it is implemented, not just adoption. Requires proper data. Effectiveness depends on visibility and telemetry, especially endpoint, network, and authentication logs. The future of ATT&CK. Expansion into emerging domains. Cloud-native attacks, container security, and AI-based threats are being increasingly modeled. Integration with hardware-based security and firmware attacks is growing. AI and automation. AI models trained on ATT&CK mappings can offer real-time threat classification and automated incident response. Security validation ecosystems. ATT&CK is central to new trends in continuous security validation, breach and attack simulation, BAS, and purple teaming platforms. Global cyber defense integration. ATT&CK is becoming the lingua franca of cyber threat intelligence, bridging allies and sectors in the global fight against cybercrime and cyber warfare. The MITRE ATT&CK framework is more than a technical reference, it is a strategic asset. By bringing together adversary knowledge, behavioral analysis, and operational integration, ATT&CK has fundamentally altered how organizations think about and defend against cyber threats. Its role as a universal, adaptable, and open-source standard ensures that cybersecurity becomes more threat-informed, intelligence-driven, and resilient. Whether through building detections, shaping policy, or training the next generation of defenders, ATT&CK's influence continues to reshape the battlefield of cyberspace. In a digital age defined by complexity and conflict, ATT&CK has become one of cybersecurity's most transformative weapons. Absolutely. Let's now reframe MITRE ATT&CK through a different thematic lens, focusing on its disruptive influence across the cybersecurity ecosystem, how it reshapes mindsets, drives ecosystem change, and realigns cyber strategies at every level. MITRE ATT&CK. Transforming the cybersecurity ecosystem from the ground up. 1. From reactive defense to proactive understanding. Before ATT&CK, cybersecurity was largely reactive, responding to alerts, chasing indicators, or patching known vulnerabilities. MITRE ATT&CK flipped the script by enabling defenders to anticipate attacker behavior based on how real adversaries operate post-compromise. Impact. Organizations now build detection logic and defenses informed by adversary tradecraft, rather than waiting for IOC alerts. 2. A living encyclopedia of adversary tradecraft. ATT&CK isn't just a static reference, it's a dynamic, community-driven repository that evolves with real-world attacker tactics. Techniques grow over time, e.g., the rise of living-off-the-land binaries, cloud-native persistence. Procedure mapping ensures relevance by linking techniques to real threat groups, e.g., APT29, FIN7. Impact. ATT&CK becomes the Rosetta Stone for translating intelligence into operational readiness. 3. Enabling precision over generalization. Most traditional frameworks abstract threats into generic phases. ATT&CK provides tactic-technique granularity, from credential access via LSAS dumping to persistence via startup folder modification. Impact. Defenders can now target specific techniques with detection logic, creating surgical responses rather than broad ones. 4. Leveling the playing field for all organizations. Large governments and tech giants once had exclusive access to elite threat data. ATT&CK makes adversary knowledge free and usable by anyone, from small municipalities to developing nations. Impact. Even resource-constrained defenders can model and prepare for the same threats that target Fortune 100s. 5. Creating a common language across cyber roles. ATT and CK enables red teamers, blue teamers, SOC analysts, threat intel teams, and CISOs to all speak the same language, mapping techniques, gaps, and improvements in a standardized format. Impact: enhanced collaboration, consistent reporting, and shared situational awareness, breaking silos. 6. Driving product transparency and industry accountability. Through ATT and CK evaluations, vendors must now prove how their tools perform against known techniques, in real simulations, not theoretical benchmarks. Impact: buyers shift from marketing buzzwords to evidence-based purchasing. Vendors evolve to survive in a transparent, competitive landscape. 7. Shaping the next generation of cybersecurity tools. Many security platforms, CIEMs, SOARs, XDRs, threat intel feeds, now embed ATT and CK directly into their workflows. Rules, alerts, and dashboards are aligned with ATT and CK techniques. Impact: ATT and CK becomes a foundational layer across the security technology stack, not just an add-on. 8. Fueling cybersecurity innovation and research. Universities, startups, and R&D groups use ATT and CK as a benchmark to build new detection engines, emulation tools, like Caldera, and training platforms. Impact: innovation accelerates with a shared adversary model. New ideas can be tested, validated, and compared using ATT and CK. How MITRE engages with industry and government, bridging innovation, security, and public good. Introduction. The cybersecurity landscape is increasingly defined by complexity, interdependence, and rapidly evolving threats. In this environment, no single entity, public or private, can defend national interests alone. MITRE Corporation plays a unique and powerful role in connecting the U.S. government and industry through trusted, nonprofit, and federally funded research and development center, FFRDC, models. MITRE's engagements are purpose-driven, to solve problems for a safer world by collaborating across sectors, informing national strategy, and advancing technology that benefits both public and private interests. This report explores the many dimensions of MITRE's engagement with government agencies, commercial enterprises, academia, and international partners, particularly in the domain of cybersecurity, national defense, health, aviation, critical infrastructure, and beyond. 1. MITRE's unique role as an FFRDC. What is an FFRDC? MITRE operates multiple FFRDCs on behalf of U.S. federal agencies such as the Department of Defense, DoD, Department of Homeland Security, DHS, Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, and the intelligence community. As a not-for-profit operating these centers, MITRE is independent from commercial vendors, unbiased in its evaluations and recommendations, focused on long-term national challenges rather than short-term commercial gain. Key FFRDCs operated by MITRE: National Security Engineering Center, NSEC, for DoD and IC agencies. Center for Advanced Aviation System Development, CASD, for the FAA. CMS Alliance to Modernize Healthcare, CAMH, for HHS and CMS. Homeland Security Systems Engineering and Development Institute, CEDI, for DHS. National Cybersecurity FFRDC, sponsored by NIST, driving public-private cybersecurity alignment. 2. Collaborative problem solving with government. Mission-critical cybersecurity initiatives. MITRE supports government agencies in identifying, modeling, and mitigating complex cyber threats. These collaborations often span strategic, operational, and technical levels. Defense cyber operations, helping the DoD architect zero-trust frameworks and secure mission systems. Civilian agency support, working with agencies like IRS, SSA, and TSA to modernize their cyber defenses. Critical infrastructure protection, assisting DHS in protecting energy grids, transportation networks, and water systems. Examples of government-focused initiatives. ATT and CK framework, originated to support cyber threat modeling within the government, now globally adopted. MITRE Shield, a complementary framework focused on active defense and deception strategies. Zero Trust Blueprint for Federal Agencies, a roadmap for federal networks to adopt resilient architectures. Cyber Threat Intelligence Standards, such as STIX and TAC-CI, created with DHS and shared openly. 3. Public-private partnerships. MITRE believes in advancing cybersecurity and innovation through collaborative ecosystems where government, academia, and industry can co-develop solutions. Some of the most impactful engagements include MITRE Ingenuity. MITRE's public-facing tech foundation that works directly with the private sector while upholding public interest values. ATT and CK Evaluations. MITRE conducts neutral evaluations of cybersecurity products against known adversary behaviors. Center for Threat-Informed Defense, a collaborative R&D initiative where private sector members and MITRE co-invest to advance the state of cyber defense. Open-source tool development. Tools like Caldera, ATT and CK Navigator, and D3Fend are co-developed and released for community use. Healthcare sector engagement. Pandemic preparedness and telehealth security. MITRE supported HHS and health tech vendors to secure COVID-era healthcare delivery. Medical device cybersecurity. Engages with FDA and manufacturers to embed cybersecurity into device design. Aviation and transportation. FAA Next-Gen Modernization. MITRE leads system engineering efforts for secure, efficient national airspace. Rail, maritime, and surface transport, assesses cybersecurity risks in autonomous and network-connected transportation. 4. Industry engagement models. 1. Collaborative R&D and innovation labs. MITRE co-creates solutions in living labs where real-world government needs meet private sector technologies. Cybersecurity Operations Labs. 5G and Open RAN testbeds. Healthcare AI and Analytics Labs. Autonomous Systems Labs. 2. Vendor and integrator engagement. MITRE does not compete commercially but evaluates, integrates, and guides the adoption of commercial technologies to fit government mission needs. This includes hosting industry days, publishing technology guides, recommending integration pathways without product bias. 3. Standards and policy influence. MITRE helps industry and agencies align through standards, frameworks, and technical references. NIST collaborations. DHS CISA guidance documents. Contributions to ONC, FDA, FCC regulatory frameworks. 5. International collaboration and influence. While MITRE is a US-based entity, its tools, frameworks, and research are widely used by allied nations. Engagement includes cyber capacity building with Five Eyes partners, standards harmonization across NATO, workshops with the EU on cybersecurity norms, open-source access to ATT and CK, Shield, and D3Fend in multilingual formats. 6. Educational and workforce development partnerships. MITRE actively supports growing the cybersecurity talent pipeline by working with HBCUs and minority-serving institutions for inclusive talent development. Veterans and transitioning military, offering internships, training, and pathways into national security roles. K-12 and STEM outreach, providing materials, speakers, and competitions to inspire next-generation innovators. 7. Ethical innovation and policy engagement. MITRE brings ethical, technical, and strategic perspectives to government policymaking. Advising Congress and federal commissions on AI, cyber, and digital privacy. Recommending ethical AI standards in military and civilian use cases. Creating policy playbooks on responsible surveillance, zero trust, and secure by design engineering. 8. High-impact examples of government-industry bridging. Case Study 1, SolarWinds Supply Chain Attack. After the SolarWinds breach, MITRE helped coordinate post-incident response frameworks and informed DHS and CISA on software supply chain risk assessments using ATT and CK mappings. Case Study 2, Cyber Resilience in Federal Health. MITRE supported CMS in modernizing cloud infrastructure and embedding zero-trust protections in health record systems used by over 100 million Americans. Case Study 3. ATT and CK Community Growth. From a tool designed for internal defense use, MITRE's ATT and CK now serves as a global standard, thanks to joint development with defenders, vendors, and academics. MITRE's role as a trusted, neutral convener is essential to the cybersecurity ecosystem. It brings together federal agencies, private companies, academic institutions, and international allies, not as a competitor, but as a mission-driven integrator. Through open frameworks, public-private partnerships, innovation ecosystems, and strategic advisory roles, MITRE catalyzes government modernization, elevates private sector capabilities, shapes resilient, secure systems that benefit all. In a world where security threats span borders and sectors, MITRE serves as both a bridge and a beacon, advancing collective defense, ethical innovation, and national resilience. In an era marked by fragmented cyber capabilities, competing commercial incentives, and evolving national threats, the need for neutral integrators, entities that can align the interests of public institutions, private innovators, and global standards bodies, is paramount. MITRE fulfills this role uniquely. Rather than being a contractor, vendor, or regulatory agency, MITRE serves as a national capability accelerator, functioning at the intersection of mission-driven research, operational execution, and strategic alignment. This narrative explores how MITRE engages through the lens of 5 interlocking systemic roles. 1. MITRE as a strategic translator. MITRE transforms mission needs into solvable technical problems, then translates emerging solutions into operational government use. Government pain point: agencies face complex threats, e.g., cyber attacks, disinformation, AI misuse, but lack bandwidth or technical depth. MITRE's role: translate vague or siloed requirements into testable, interoperable prototypes and policy-informed design patterns. Example: for DHS, MITRE turned Secure the Nation's infrastructure into models for cyber-physical risk management across water, energy, and transportation. 2. MITRE as a trusted curator. MITRE filters, validates, and refines emerging technologies and concepts, serving as an impartial clearinghouse for what's real, useful, and safe to adopt. Industry challenge: vendors flood agencies with hype-heavy solutions, creating buyer paralysis. MITRE's role: curate based on merit, risk posture, and mission alignment, free from commercial influence. Example: through MITRE Ingenuity's ATT and CK evaluations, cybersecurity products are tested in realistic environments, ensuring clarity for buyers and pressure for innovation. 3. MITRE as a collaborative convener. MITRE actively builds coalitions of practice across sectors, bridging R&D, standards, and implementation communities. Problem: government and industry often operate in stovepipes, leading to duplicated effort or missed integration opportunities. MITRE's role: create forums and frameworks where diverse actors co-create resilient solutions. Example: the Center for Threat-Informed Defense allows MITRE and industry leaders, like Microsoft, Citi, IBM, Verizon, to co-develop new cyber defense knowledge. 4. MITRE as a risk modeler and system architect. MITRE looks at national missions as complex systems of systems, modeling risk across layers of technology, policy, behavior, and interdependence. Government need: agencies often lack visibility across their own operational and supply chain ecosystems. MITRE's role: model end-to-end dependencies, simulate attack vectors, and redesign systems for resilience. Example: MITRE's mission-based risk assessments help the U.S. Space Force, FAA, and DoD simulate operational cyber impacts, shaping proactive, rather than reactive, defense postures. 5. MITRE as a public knowledge catalyst. MITRE publishes research, tools, and frameworks under open access principles, enabling public and private entities alike to benefit from high-grade insights. Challenge: small organizations or nations often can't access advanced threat models or security guidance. MITRE's role: democratize cybersecurity knowledge through tools like ATT and CK, Caldera, D3Fend, and open playbooks. Impact: global defenders, regardless of budget, can align with the same attacker-informed models used by national governments and Fortune 100s. How these roles interact systemically. MITRE doesn't play these roles in isolation, they interact to create systemic value loops. Curation, via evaluation, feeds translation, via architecture blueprints. Translation leads to convening, via R&D partnerships. Convening enriches public knowledge, which in turn accelerates adoption and risk modeling across domains. MITRE essentially becomes an engine of cross-sector alignment, solving for fragmentation by integrating feedback loops between research, policy, and practice. Unique advantages in these roles. Independence: MITRE has no commercial interest, ensuring decisions are driven by impact, not profit. Longevity: its relationships with agencies often span decades, allowing for strategic continuity. Breadth: operates in national defense, healthcare, aviation, energy, transportation, and intelligence, all under one institutional umbrella. Mission fidelity: every engagement is tied to public interest, not client retention. Real-world systems impact. 1. Securing the national airspace. Through CASD, MITRE helped architect a safer, more automated air traffic control system, working simultaneously with FAA regulators, private aircraft developers, software integrators, and global aviation safety bodies. 2. Coordinating healthcare cybersecurity. MITRE brought together HHS, medical device makers, and hospital networks to map threat models across patient care systems, resulting in new FDA regulations and voluntary risk-sharing frameworks. 3. Protecting national elections. MITRE advised election officials, voting machine manufacturers, and DHS to define realistic cyber threat scenarios, resulting in the open-source election infrastructure ISAC playbooks. A national integrator for collective resilience. MITRE's engagements with industry and government are not just tactical collaborations, they are systemic interventions that increase the resilience, cohesion, and integrity of national capability networks. In a world where technological disruption outpaces governance and threats transcend borders, MITRE ensures that innovation aligns with mission. Security scales with complexity. Knowledge is shared for public good. It is not a vendor, a regulator, or a consultancy. It is a mission-first systems integrator, uniquely positioned to safeguard public trust and national security. Joining MITRE's cybersecurity team in 2025 offers a unique opportunity to contribute to national security and public interest missions. As a not-for-profit organization operating federally funded R&D centers, MITRE collaborates with government, industry, and academia to tackle critical challenges in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and more. Locked with key cybersecurity career opportunities at MITRE. MITRE is actively recruiting professionals across various cybersecurity roles, including cybersecurity engineer, offensive security/red team developer, cyberspace operations engineer, 5G cybersecurity engineer, cyber mission assurance engineer, dark web threat engineer, crypto market threat engineer, cybersecurity architect, zero trust. These positions are integral to projects that safeguard national infrastructure, develop secure communication systems, and advance cyber defense strategies. Seedling early career and internship programs. For students and recent graduates, MITRE offers structured programs to launch careers in cybersecurity. Cyber New Professionals Program, designed for individuals early in their careers to solve global challenges in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and data science. National Security Accelerator Program, NSAP aims to fast-track talented staff into national security roles, providing mentorship and diverse project experiences. Internships in Cyber or Information Security offers hands-on experience in cybersecurity projects, with a primary hiring season from September through March. These programs provide mentorship, real-world project experience, and pathways to full-time positions. Globe showing Europe-Africa global impact and collaborative culture. MITRE's cybersecurity initiatives have a broad impact, including developing the MITRE ATT and CK framework, a globally adopted knowledge base for cyber threat intelligence. Enhancing critical infrastructure security through partnerships with government agencies and industry leaders. Advancing cyber defense strategies in emerging domains like 5G and space systems. The organization's collaborative culture emphasizes innovation, continuous learning, and a commitment to public service. Round pushpin locations and application process. MITRE has offices across the United States, including in McLean, Virginia, Bedford, Massachusetts, San Diego, California, and Huntsville, Alabama. To explore current openings and apply, visit the MITRE Careers portal. Embark on a career at MITRE to contribute to meaningful cybersecurity initiatives that protect and enhance national security. Careers at MITRE, join the cybersecurity frontier, where mission meets momentum. At MITRE, cybersecurity isn't just a technical job, it's a mission to protect democracy, defend critical infrastructure, and anticipate the threats of tomorrow. As a not-for-profit that operates multiple federally funded research and development centers, FFRDCs, MITRE sits at the intersection of government, industry, and research, creating a unique environment for innovation with public purpose. This is where cyber professionals don't just respond to threats, they design the future of cyber defense. What makes cybersecurity at MITRE unique? 1. National impact, not market share. While other organizations chase quarterly profits, MITRE engineers long-term national resilience. Your work doesn't just defend endpoints, it protects supply chains, electric grids, satellites, hospitals, and elections. 2. The origin of ATT and CK. Home of the world-renowned MITRE ATT and CK framework, MITRE empowers defenders around the world to understand and mitigate adversary tactics. Join the team that builds the tools used by Fortune 100s, NATO, and beyond. 3. Threat-informed, mission-driven. From red teaming for defense agencies to designing secure architectures for 5G and AI systems, MITRE cyber teams are embedded in real-world missions, simulating and solving threats that haven't even made the news yet. Your career tracks, tailored for impact. Whether you're deep into cyber policy or obsessed with exploit development, MITRE has a home for your skills. Cyber threat intelligence. Analyze nation-state TTPs. Feed insights into ATT and CK and partner agencies. Adversary emulation and offensive research. Use tools like Caldera to test system resilience. Conduct red and purple team engagements. Defensive engineering and zero trust. Build resilient architectures for DHS, VA, and DoD. Apply zero trust at national scale. AI and secure autonomy. Tackle the future of autonomous warfare and AI threats. Build explainable AI into security pipelines. ICS and critical infrastructure protection. Help secure energy, water, and healthcare systems. Model threats across industrial environments. Early career and student opportunities. Internships and co-ops. MITRE offers paid internships that go beyond shadowing. Students contribute to classified and real-world projects from day one. National Security Accelerator Program (NSAP). A rotational experience to fast-track cyber talent into high-priority national missions. Mentorship culture. Work side by side with pioneers in cyber threat modeling, reverse engineering, and cyber warfare strategy. Work culture, innovation with integrity. Open research. MITRE prioritizes open-source tools and transparency, contributing to global cyber capability. Caldera, ATT and CK, Workbench. Hybrid and secure locations. MITRE offers hybrid roles and secure campuses in McLean, Virginia. Bedford, Massachusetts. San Antonio, Texas. Huntsville, Alabama. San Diego, California, and others across classified and unclassified missions. Diversity in cyber. MITRE invests in HBCU partnerships, veteran retraining programs, and outreach to elevate underrepresented voices in tech. What you'll protect: space missions and satellite communications, healthcare systems and medical devices, voting machines and election infrastructure, defense operations and warfighter networks, next-gen air traffic and drone control systems. At MITRE, you won't just protect a system, you'll protect a way of life. How to apply? Explore current openings at careers.mitre.org. Search for cybersecurity roles using keywords like cyber threat analyst, offensive security, zero trust, ICS/OT security, red team engineer.